Hi, and welcome to King Po Myers again. How are you all?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
I'm good.
Exactly. We're here, of course, we're Deanna and Dylan, and we are back with another podcast episode. And today we have Kimberly Bedes, the creator of
Spooksieboo.
Spooksieboo. Do you prefer Kimberly or Kimmy?
Kimmy's fine.
Kimmy's fine. Okay, I wasn't sure. I
A
was
lot
like,
of
okay.
people call me Spooksy, and that's totally cool too.
Oh, I love that
That's
too. I love you're such a brand. So before we start, of course, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm actually the daughter. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I've always loved drawing. I was born in the city of Orange, and then halfway through my childhood, we moved out to the IE, and because we moved out here because my grandpa had a business, and it was a panaderia. So my dad, being the older brother, he got to help out a lot. And that's one of the main reasons why we came over to the IE, so that my dad would help my grandparents out with their business at that time. I've always liked drawing, but I think the first time I was like captivated with animation was when I watched The Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
That was the first Disney animated film. That was the first time I was introduced to like an animated
that movie.
Yeah,
of course.
So she's forever been like my favorite princess. I also like the fact that she's like, she knows what she wants and she does it.
I do agree. I'm a huge mermaid fan in the sea, so Ariel's like top for me. I had like my hair red, like dyed red for years, and it was like Ariel red.
How fun.
So definitely love her.
So yeah, I've had a love for Disney and Disney animation since I was very young. I would doodle Disney characters all the time. I still remember being in kindergarten and drawing like Disney characters in those little composition books, the little journals. Yeah, I would always do that. So I've always loved it. What else about me? I love soccer. Like, there's a bunch of other things. I've always liked the arts in general. I like sports.
And is that what you studied?
Soccer. I actually went to art school after high school for a couple of years. I was trying to get an animation degree. I didn't complete it because plans kind of changed, and
don't they always?
I got married and I had a little one, and it was just easy for me to like start drawing at home. I was going still to school while I had the little one, but
good for you.
I started posting on Instagram like all of my art. I actually asked my husband for an iPhone because back then you could only, like, Instagram was only available to iPhone. So I was wow. I really need the iPhone.
I didn't know that either.
And I'm like, and it's going to help me get my art out there, because I noticed a lot of artists were using that platform to share their work. And not too many people know this, but I started off with a different Instagram name. It used to be Snapsies, because I would snap cute little pictures of things. I love photography too, but I like drawing more. So that was my first Instagram name.
Oh, and I love your Instagram name. It's a really cute, very well on brand for you, I think.
Thanks. I recently just told my friends how I came up with that name too. I've had the character of Spooksieboo for a long time, but she didn't have a name. So
we can't wait to dig into that as well.
It wasn't until years later that I came up with it, and I decided, okay, that's gonna be my Instagram handle. And everything I did was pretty much like spooky related, but it was spooky, it wasn't gory, it was still cute, and it just kind of stuck.
It's part of who you are.
People just started wanting to buy my art, and I didn't even have a PayPal. I didn't know what Etsy was, so I kind of learned all of that on the way. And it got to the point where I couldn't be doing school, baby, and art. So I picked the baby.
Of course. 2 out of 3, we had to, of course. My gosh.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. Oh, we love those stories. It's just like full of strength and strive, like Ariel, and she knew what she wanted, and you know, we do love your art. We're so excited that we found you through the Instagram webs, which is like amazing, of course. Yeah. What inspires you?
What inspires me? So I mentioned Disney, and then I went through a time in like college that was kind of dark, and I suffered from depression. But even within depression, art was always like my therapy. I never stopped drawing, which I'm so glad I didn't, because I've seen some artists just kind of like give it up. And it's like, no, like, why? You have such a talent. So I am just grateful that I kept on with it. And during that time, I was introduced to an artist, Chris Grimley. And also when I was in college, Tim Burton came out with Corpse Bride. So I was like reintroduced to his work and stop motion, even though I know a lot of that was actually computer art. So, but it was still really amazing, and it just kind of like awoken my love for creepy cute stuff.
Nice. Always cute.
Yeah, and I was also introduced to the artist Chris Grimley while I was in college. He does a lot of watercolor pieces, and I think that's basically how I fell in love with watercolor. So if you see some of his artwork, you can see the inspiration, the influence there. The colors he used are more like muted and dark. I still kind of add a splash of brightness and rainbows to my art. So I think that's what makes it different.
Yeah, we can totally see that.
So that Halloween, I love Halloween, and I've always felt that I was like a kid at heart, and now with me having children around, I'm always watching what they're watching and just getting re-inspired and thinking of new things to draw up. So they definitely inspire me.
That's definitely very, very sweet. I love hearing those kind of things.
So can I ask, what other artists really inspired you? You mentioned Tim Burton, Chris Grimley, I believe. Who else?
Yeah. So there's Chris Grimley, and there's also Roman Dirge. He's the comic book artist. I don't know if you've ever seen some of his comics. They used to be at Hot Topic, like a long time ago. Long time ago. Roman Dirge. And I was introduced to him through my little sister. And she had one of the comics, and I like picked it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. The main character is a girl named Lenore, and she's dead, I believe.
We love that name so much.
I know. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, my next kid is going to be Lenore.
Well, yeah, we hear you there.
So I really like his art style. There are so many other artists too that I really admire. It's like there's Tim Burton, and then there's Mary Blair, the one who did a lot of the art for like It's a Small World. So I'm just kind of like
like it's a big realm.
Yeah. So, and I think that's what seriously, like, my art is like, if Disney and Tim Burton had a baby, it's like splash, like a little bit of both. It's cutesy, but it's also spooky.
We do see that. There's there's the mask that it's every time we look for it, it's been sold out for a while. The Joker mask, for example, and that's more on the darker spooky side that you have, but it's so well done. It's so cool. It's like, why so serious? I know. I really wanted to give one to him, and I'm like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I really love film too, and like recently I was it last year? Yes, last year I got to go to Guillermo del Toro's exhibit in Guadalajara, and oh my gosh, that was so amazing. It was really cool just getting to see like his own collection of art and some of his own sketches too, so that's really cool. I really love Pan's Labyrinth.
That is so cool. I really enjoy Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long, but I remember as a kid that was something I watched over and over again. I love Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes.
And you also went to the Tim Burton exhibit, right?
Oh yeah.
How was that?
It was amazing. I really loved it because they had some of the like little art installations were featuring some of his characters from, I'm not sure if you're familiar with his book. It's called The Death, I want to say, here, let me look it up. so I don't mess it up. The Melancholy features the Oyster Boy. I want to say it's the Melancholy Death of the Oyster Boy.
But we're also double checking as well, of course.
Yeah, The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories. So it's like a book with a bunch of little short stories, and the illustrations are awesome. They're also watercolors, which is like my favorite medium. So you rarely get to see those characters like anywhere outside of that little book. It's like a treasure.
It really is.
So being there, it was cool seeing some of the little installations, and it was lots of fun. I really enjoyed being there. Actually went by myself. I went on a trip to Vegas with my sisters, and I told them I really want to go to the exhibit, so please drop me off one of the days. And I just took my time just admiring all of his work. There was also some sketches from other films that he produced, so that was really cool. And props.
We always love not only hearing, but seeing the behind the scenes and like the real sketches. Like we've gone to different exhibits, either Disney related or the one we went to, the one
Stanley Kubrick.
There you go, Stanley Kubrick, that you adore. And just seeing like the outfits, or not even the outfits, sorry, the costumes, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always fun. And I've always loved the extras in movies when you get to where you can watch the behind the scenes. That's probably my favorite part.
That's one of my favorite things. I don't think it's
Yes.
as much, he doesn't really like so much those kind of behind the scenes, but I always watch them. Like I want to know.
Like concept art and all of that. That's always really fun. I've always enjoyed that.
You had the next one, Mother?
Yes. So we would love to hear about how and why you started your brand.
So again, it all started on Instagram. My idea was to go to art school and then become an intern somewhere at a studio, maybe Walt Disney Studio.
Yes, please.
And work in the industry for a while, and then maybe I can start my brand. But it kind of happened the other way around. And I slowly, to be honest, the first year I posted my art on Instagram, I got an email from a company. They no longer exist, but at the time, they had some of their products at Hot Topic. And where else did they have it? It was an international brand. The name was Iron Fist. They really liked one of my pieces, and they wanted to buy full rights for one of my designs so that they can launch a whole collection. And I was like, whoa, what?
That's impressive.
So that was really neat. Like, it was honestly, I felt so lucky that they reached out to me. So I sold them full rights to design. Oh, too bad I don't have something with that design right now. I could send you pictures later.
Yes,
but
please.
I thought they were just gonna make like a shirt. No, they did shoes, like 3 different styles of shoes. They did a hoodie. They did a dress. Quite a bit of stuff. And it did so well that they had me work on a few other projects before the brand was no longer the brand.
Oh, that sounds like it's not a brand anymore, but congratulations.
It's not a brand anymore, but which I'm totally bummed, because it was really cool. They would collaborate with a lot of artists, and I thought that was like really neat. They didn't focus on your background. It was more of a like, they like your design and they want to work with you. And they would always give me like artistic liberty. So that was, I think, that's really cool.
That's just really cool. We talk about it all the time as content creators that we are. You know, we feel like the experience is definitely better of like having your own experience rather than like just titles on titles on titles. Because sometimes that, you know, that's not going to be enough. Whereas like with you have that creativity already going. I think that's really cool. We like that a whole bunch.
Thanks. So Spooksieboo is basically a little character that I created back in high school. In high school, I was in an animation class, and one of our projects was to animate a nursery rhyme and kind of make it our own. So I went with Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I changed it to Mary Had a Little Bat. So
that is perfection.
That was Spooksieboo, and then her little bat followed her everywhere, which is Bartholomew now. So I didn't want to call Spooksieboo Mary. I wanted it to be more of like Spooksieboo, like the story of Mary Had a Little Lamb. You know how in cartoons sometimes they do that? They'll play like fairy tales, like in Looney Tunes or Animaniacs, they would play like a classic
fairy tale, but like with a twist.
Right, and it was like a popular character featuring like as Mary or whatever. So that's kind of like the idea. But I didn't actually have a name for Spooksieboo until like years later. So I think on Instagram, I didn't show too much of Spooksieboo. That was just like the name. But when people would go to my account, they knew that they were going to find just like spooky things on there. So, and I feel like I need to do more of that, like bring Spooksieboo more into the picture. Do I have it here? Oh yeah, I do. Let me go grab it.
Yes, please. Hold on. Gosh, I love her background. We see her background all the time in her lives. If you ever catch one of her lives, her background is full of either stuff that you've created or like a bunch of Disney.
Yes.
Oh, look at her.
So that's Spooksieboo. And if you've been the people have been following me long enough, they know that this is the main character. But
oh, but she's purple, and I love the bat. I know Bartholomew. Like I know both of them. Look at that.
That's a trusty sidekick.
We're definitely gonna like upload pictures as well so we can show our audience how cute.
Yay, that would be awesome. Yeah, so they're like my little main characters, but I've just put out so many different things. It started out with just art, and then I started doing stickers.
When exactly did you start? Like how long ago was all this?
So probably like 11 years ago.
Wow.
Like right after I got married, yeah. About 11 years ago. And I just kind of like, it's been growing organically, the Instagram account. Like people see my following and I'm like, that's like 11 years in the making. It didn't happen overnight.
That's so important. People need to understand that that's a lot of hard work. That just.
Yeah. But it's also like inspiring. Like I look back and I'm like, you know what? If anyone really sets their mind to something, like they can achieve it, you know, it's totally possible. And I definitely want to go back to school and acquire other like skills. But right now I'm happy with what I'm doing because it kind of works with my lifestyle. You know, I have my kids at home that now we're homeschooling.
Good luck with that. We wish you all the love with that.
Thank you. I need it. But it's just been great seeing my art go from just like art to prints to stickers. And now we have plushies. Like this was a dream. I didn't know, you know, I could be able to do a plushie, but I did it. So it's really exciting. Yeah. So I do plan on doing more like original character appearances on my account, so people kind of don't lose sight of like what started that. And like I said, I love Halloween, and I think it was the moment when I decided. Because early on, when I started my Instagram account, I think that I was still doing a lot of like, I was doing commissions and kind of just doing things that I knew people would like. But it was a moment I decided like, no, this is what I like. I like Halloween. I'm just going to do it because I love it. I'm going to create my own world and just put a twist to all these like popular characters. I do a lot of Disney, all of them I've drawn as zombie characters. A lot of them actually.
You do turn them into zombies, yeah.
Or as little sugar skulls or button-up characters. And that's the moment I realized like, wow, there's other people that like that too. And it was just so comforting being able to find my people. Because I wasn't finding them, not even in my own like community or like family, which is fine. Like they don't have to like everything I put out there, but to know that there's someone else that really appreciates it and gets excited when they see like a new design I posted, like that's just everything to me.
Agreed. We're all about shopping local. I mean, you use it all the time and I say it all the time, but it goes both ways though. Like we rather support people like you that really have a passion for what they do. And yes, like I love seeing that community as well, that you've made that happen as well with your brand.
So where do you see your brand in the next couple of years? Where do you want to take it?
So like I mentioned previously, we do want to have more merchandise with my original characters. we also really want to start a little animation studio.
Oh,
I know
wow.
it sounds crazy.
That's
but
awesome.
Oh,
we
dream
really
big,
wanna
the sky's the limit.
That's what we want, and I've already been in the talks. I've already talked. My husband and I have been talking about it, and we've already reached out to a couple of my friends who are artists. So we want to start with like tiny little shorts, like tiny short. I'm talking about like 2-minute shorts, and just kind of see how that evolves. And I think the more people know, I have characters, but I haven't really presented a story. And I think through animation we can do that. And the more people learn about these characters, the more likely they're going to buy a plushie or a book or anything, you know? So, yeah, that's the goal. That's the big goal right now.
Oh, we believe in you 110%. Anything you do.
Thank you.
That's amazing, Kimmy.
Thank you.
So, getting more to Halloween, what movies, television shows that are Halloween themed do you like to watch with your kids?
So we love the animated Hotel Transylvania show. I'm not sure if you, it's so entertaining.
It's so ridiculous.
Love
I love
it.
the movie. So the show's
Oh, yeah.
great.
Yeah, the movies are great. When the second one came out, my friend with Love from SoCal, she was in our last event. She participated in our last event. She used to work at Sony, and that was the first time we hung out. She invited me to go see the screening of Hotel Transylvania 2, and I just like freaked out. I was like, yes. We were both nervous because we were just, you know, people on the internet.
Aren't we all though? Like, we also have a lot of online connections. So it's like, okay, it's weird, but like it makes sense though.
Yeah, it does. I remember telling my husband, I'm going to go with a friend to go watch the screening of Hotel Transylvania 2. And he's like, what friend? Have I met her? And I'm like, no. I promise I'll be safe. But yeah, so that's really fun. We like watching the like classic Halloween Disney shorts as well. Those are fun with like Hazel the Witch. Hocus Pocus, of course.
Of course.
Ghostbusters, just all the classics. I really love spooky, not so much horror. But not that I don't like appreciate horror, but for me, I've kind of tried to keep the like our account family friendly. And I love Halloween. I love the idea of Halloween and just everything that comes with it. I think it's such a special night where everyone can just kind of like be who they want to be and not be afraid. Even though they should feel like that every single day, but it's just one of those days where you can just go all out and, you know, dress up, have fun, and not feel like you're judged.
More without like, I mean, I know he's more into horror than I am, but within that, it's still like a feeling, a sentiment, and we totally agree.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to mention this one because it's one of my dear favorites. And talking about Disney and all the movies, being Mexican as well, in your particular case, and having such a deep culture with Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. We would love to know how you celebrate the day, if you celebrate the day, and of course, the movie Coco. Like, what are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, the movie Coco is adorable. I love it. I remember watching The Book of Life, and I really, really love that story too. And when Coco was in the works, I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do. But they did something totally different, and it was still so magical. The animation was just beautiful. I'm pretty sure I cried when I watched it.
I cried. I had to. Like, well, yeah. Like, no shame whatsoever.
Now, I'll be honest, like, growing up, we didn't really celebrate Day of the Dead, and I think it has to do with my background and my religion. I feel like, or at least my parents kind of made it seem like that was more of a Catholic tradition, and I didn't grow up Catholic. But now as an adult and with my kids, I see it more as something that that's part of my culture and that I appreciate and that I feel like it's really cool. It's still very new to me and I'm still exploring and learning more about it. But we definitely do, we do like family activities and we'll talk about our loved ones. And this year we were able to host, no, last year. Last year we were able to host our first in-person event. celebrating that day. And it was really cool because it was mainly Latinx shops that participated, and we did have like an altar, and everyone was allowed to bring like a picture if they wanted to remember their loved ones. So
so sweet.
I think watching Coco was definitely a great like introduction to my children about what, you know, it is to remember our loved ones who are no longer here with us. So it's very much part of our life now too.
They did a beautiful job. I feel like that's such a touchy subject, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they introduce that to children. It's one of my favorite movies. I always tell people, like, you should watch it, just even if you don't have kids, like, the message behind it. And then you learn about, you know, culture and traditions, which is even better.
Oh, yes, definitely. And being able to go, we recently went to Mexico. We went last year for the first time as a family. I hadn't been since I was like 4 years old. So it was such a neat experience, just like, wow, this is where I came from, like just getting to know my culture. And it was very neat. It was such a beautiful experience.
Oh.
So, Ari told me that you actually named your cat Poe. So, one, if you have any Poe stories, please tell us. But also, what are your experiences with Edgar Allan Poe?
So I'm sure you guys were also introduced to Edgar Allan Poe in junior high, I want to say. I'm not sure.
Around there. I mean, for me,
it junior high?
Junior high sounds right. For me, it was earlier because I watched The Simpsons, The Raven special.
Oh, yeah.
So in elementary school, I knew about The Raven.
Yeah. So that's where I was first introduced. And then that same artist, Chris Grimley, he actually got to illustrate some of his poems.
Oh, wow.
And there's like a whole book. I'll have to send you a picture of it in case you guys want to, get your hands on one of those. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I recently read to my children. I like going to libraries and buying like old books. And I came across an Edgar Allan Poe one for children.
Oh, wow.
And I'll have to show you a picture of that too.
All the pictures.
And I was able to read some of those to my kids. And when we got Poe, our kitten, I wasn't sure what to name him. Like, I had friends telling me to name him Binks, and then there was Salem, and
we named ours Binks. We also have black.
Oh, really?
Binks. Yeah, we had to.
That's so cute. Yeah. Well, it's funny because my kids will still say like, he can still be a Binks. I'm like, okay, he could be like all the black cat names. And then I kind of just went with Poe. I thought that was really cute and fitting for him. Isn't it funny when you look at your pet, you just kind of know what name?
You just know.
Like, you just know. And I think
like
that's kind of like what happened with our Poe. So, yeah.
So, what does Halloween mean to you? Loaded question, but what does it all mean to you?
What does it mean to me? That's a good question. I think I kind of answer that with like, I feel it's a wonderful time to just celebrate with friends. I know that it has there's different meanings to Halloween, but for us, it's a time of fun and family. We like to do things together, going to pumpkin patch, carving pumpkins. For our business, it's a fun time to put together events, and it really brings the community together. And I think like people don't understand how wonderful this community is. All the Halloween enthusiasts. Everyone is so kind. And every time we've had an event, we always just have a good time. Fun, clean time, music.
That was one of our next questions, actually, to be honest. Like,
tell us
a little bit about like the in-person events that you've done, the previous cyber ones.
So all the ghouls come out. And it's great. I love seeing everyone's like costumes. People really take the time to create really awesome things. Even characters that are horror, you never see them like scaring the kids. Like, and that's what I love. Like, you'll see a Pennywise taking a picture with younger kids, and everyone's just really like respectful. And we haven't had any sort of like negative experiences at our events, which I'm really thankful for. But Halloween is just, it's it's my favorite holiday. I like it more than Christmas.
Same.
I love the colors.
Oh, the colors are the best.
The colors, yeah. And just coming up with fun foods as well, just theming everything up.
Well, and we love it, and we do this tradition. It's like we start early. It's not like October. It was not only just October. We just start within it, like, you know, September, but little by little. We always have the orange lights or like some sort of decoration, right? Well, you can't see it in this angle, but right behind us is always like a pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that kind of feeling, like we say, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to go specifically into horror, just kind of that fantasy world. And
like pumpkin spice.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
When you start smelling that at stores, you're like, it's time.
It's time.
It
No matter where you are.
The best time of the year. Yeah. Fun.
So you've linked, like you just said, last year, one of your in-person events was around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But how many events have you had so far?
Oh, wow. Like a lot. I haven't calculated how many. I totally haven't done that. But it's been a lot. We started Spooky Expo last year. Technically, we're supposed to have Spooky Expo 4 in October. But the way things are looking right now, I'm not sure if that's still going to happen. But we're hopeful, and if anything, we will postpone it. But that actually takes place it's called Frankenstein Collectible Show. It's like art all year long mini con, basically. That's how I see it. There's so many vendors and comics, pops, like so many different things there.
That's our
really
kind of world.
fun. Yeah, but when we do the Spooky Expo, we team up with them. We collaborated with them for the first Spooky Expo. They actually have a hall for shows, and that one was really fun. It did so well that the owner was like, all right, let's start planning Spooky Expo 2. And we were still able to do Spooky Expo 3 in March, like right before everything kind of went into lockdown mode. And that was still really fun. We got a lot of support. We have people like lining up outside, and it's crazy.
It's crazy, but like you said, you can put anything you set your mind to. It's literally that. That's so wicked.
And it's so great when you're working with awesome business partners and awesome vendors. And I think that makes a difference. And it's definitely a team effort. Like Sam and I, my husband and I, we do a lot of work. But at the end of the day, it helps so much to have people that are positive and that are, you know, also helping promote the event. And we have those kind of vendors, and we're just lucky within the spooky community.
We were so excited to see something like that happen because we love the Halloween community so much in general. And that's one of the main reasons we started creating all this as well, because we just want to take what we always do, but just kind of in a general term. And we can't wait. We're heading to, you know, LA relatively soon, as a lot of people know or don't know. And we're excited to like go see your event. Not this year, maybe, of course, because, you know, safety first. But in general, like, it's just so exciting, without a doubt.
Yes, we hope you can make it to one of our events.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, yes, count us in.
Yes.
The ones that I did participate, well, we did, because even though I'm the one who chose it, but still, we participated in your last cyber event. And this weekend, basically, like from September 4th to the 6th, it's the Wish Upon a Star. So an all Disney exclusive sale. Can you tell us what we can find in the sale this weekend?
So this is where I get to tap into my love for Disney.
Yes, please.
But there's still going to be some spooky into it. However, most of the shops that are participating are like exclusively like Disney inspired. They're not so much spooky. I'll bring the spooky to the event. Because this is the time where like all the Halloween things come out at Disneyland. So I figured, oh, I can do like Halloween/Disney merch. So I'm super excited for that. We're doing another limited edition shirt that's like $10. And I'll tell you what it says. It actually says a spooky life for me. And then it has like really cool graphics that I won't tell you. That will be the surprise.
Yes, please. Oh my God, so exciting.
But all the other vendors are really awesome. I told my husband, I miss Disney so much. How cool would it be to kind of have like a virtual shopping experience at Disneyland, all while like supporting local shops. So that was the idea. I picked specific shops that I knew would fit well into the different lands at Disneyland.
So I love your idea when like that sale, the last sale finished, and you said, I think you said it the next day or the following day. I flipped out because I love Disney. I have Disney tattoos. I'm all about the laugh, like without a doubt. And I told Dylan, and he's like, "Oh my God, can this be any more you?" Like, and I saw the map, and I'm like, "That's so cool. That's so creative, my love."
Thank you. Yeah, and the shops have been great. They're shops that I've kind of been wanting to work with for a while, but because we mainly just work with spooky shops or spooky events, sometimes we don't get to venture out that way. So like for Main Street, we're gonna have Tinbot. We just met this artist last year. He's really cool. His designs are really Disney.
Yes, I've seen his work, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for your sales.
Yeah, and then for Fantasyland, we have Femme de Bloom, and she is oh my gosh, she's a sweetheart. She's done like so many Dapper Day expos. Oh, that takes place in Disneyland like twice a year. So all of her jewelry is like totally Disney inspired. Odd Sprout, she has a lot of villain stuff. So like villain pins and earrings. So that's going to be fun. And Unicorn Craft, she also has stickers like that are Disney inspired and lots of cutesy stuff. So they fit perfect in Fantasyland. New Orleans, we have Glad Racket, who does mainly shirts, but they're all really like, they're really cool. Like she has a lot of Disney inspired shirts. That what caught my attention was one of her New Orleans shirts that she released earlier this year. So I'm like, oh, she would be perfect there. And then we have Save the Pandas with some pirate art that he's creating that's also fitting to New Orleans. Yeah, totally, so that's gonna be really cool. And then for Adventureland, Critterosity, she is such a sweetheart, and her work is just so bright and colorful. I love seeing it on my feed. She does a lot of like, she's done a lot of things that fit into Adventureland, like parrot brooches. Those are really cool, made out of wood, and just a bunch of tiki stuff. So we thought that would be perfect. And then we have Shadow's 13 Bows, who she makes bows, and it just made me think of Toontown, like Minnie's house. And Minnie's all about bows. So yeah, we're like, okay, you're the bow girl.
Exactly.
And Steffi's Doodles. I'm not sure if you follow her, but her work is really cute and vintage. And she does a lot of pinup. And she's right now gonna be one of the like Toontown artists. And if you go to her account now, you'll see this cute Jessica Rabbit that she just drew up, and it's so adorable.
It really is. Yeah, we follow all of them. We had to, like, automatically.
Yeah. And Galaxy's Edge, we have Punch It Chewy Press and Ray Pez art. They both, one of them mainly has pin designs, and the other one's a friend of mine who does a lot of Star Wars art. He's actually
the latest Yoda one as well. It's very cute. The little light up.
Yeah, really
we just saw it.
It's really awesome. He's actually like a certified artist for Topps, like Star Wars. So that's really cool. And then Bubble Chick, she does a lot of Disney fan art.
We've seen her as well. We love her work.
Yeah, she'll be taking over Tomorrowland, and has a bunch of different like Toy Story art.
Which is one of my all-time favorite movies. So yes,
like
everything about what you just said. Oh my God! How did you choose, or how do you choose these stores?
How did I go about like choosing the stores for?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the shops at Disneyland or the like
The
small,
actual stores.
the small shops that are participating?
Yep.
Well, I follow a lot of them, and like I mentioned before, like some of them I hadn't really been able to work with because they're not like in the spooky realm really. So I thought this would be the perfect time to kind of like feature them and give our customers something new and someone else to support, because who doesn't like Disney? Right?
I do agree. And we always like,
So
I think it's a perfect moment to like support, like we said, because like you said, all the spooky merch of Disney is coming out. I mean, it starts usually in August, but like by the time it hits the first week of September, all of it's there with all the Mickey ears and all these sorts of things. So it's like, it's perfect timing.
Yeah. And so before we would, well, we barely started the cyber events this year because of the current situation. And the first one went well, and we've been having so much fun. And so over at our account, our event account, Spooksieboo Events, which is run by my husband, it used to say curating Halloween events all year long. I had to change it to Halloween and pop culture events because we want to do more than just Halloween. Back in May, we did May the 4th, so it was all like Star Wars themed. So that was really fun. So we don't want to like close doors. We want to,
just keep it open.
Or different, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that you have so much fun. I know you guys do lives as well. You had the raffle last time. So I'm sure
that was fun.
You have like things up your sleeve coming up for this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
So as we are up, we are going to ask the same 3 questions that we ask every guest. And Dylan can say the first one.
So if you could, describe Halloween to me in only 3 words.
3 words. Okay. So I definitely think of candy when I think of Halloween.
Of course.
Who doesn't?
Spooky and fun. So
I like
candy,
that.
spooky and fun.
Thank you.
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, my favorite Halloween. Wow, that's tough. I think this is my favorite candy in general. I like gummy worms, like sour gummy worms. But I guess Halloween, I would have to. I do like candy corn, though. I know not too many people like candy corn.
I love candy corn.
See, I can.
Delicious.
That's all.
So we can say that for the Halloween one because it's, you don't see it all year long.
So true. I like that. And of course, even though we're gonna like share we're definitely gonna share all the participants, of course, on the pictures you said. Where else can we find you? Where can we find you? What's your handle one more time?
It's at Spooksieboo, and that's where you will find my art, pictures of merch, work in progress. Spooksieboo events is where you will find information about our events, any upcoming events. Yep.
So thank you everyone for listening and tuning in with our special guest, Kimmy Perez. Thank you so much for being here. We look forward to hearing from everyone your comments on our Instagram, please.
Of course.
Stay tuned this Sunday for another King Pomeyer's book review starring yours truly. And I look forward to hearing all your thoughts about the podcast and the book reviews.
Exactly. We were so excited to be involved in this weekend's event. I'll definitely be sharing everything we're going to buy because I love tagging people and talking to them. And the last cyber sale you did, I absolutely adored. And I talked to some of them now from like Los Angeles Crafts and Delightfully Jess and Cat Chaos. Oh my God, Cat Chaos. Oh, we love your community so much, and we're so thankful to have you here without a doubt.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kimmy.
Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.